Australia has friended Facebook again. The social media giant will reverse its news ban in the country after a compromise. So did the Morrison government make a concession to Facebook? And what does it mean for the growing campaign to make tech giants pay for news? Here's a report.
Australia's bitter battle with big tech has ended with a compromise. News will return to Facebook. The Australian government has struck a deal with the social media giant.
Well, Facebook has refriended Australia, and Australian news will be restored to the Facebook platform. And Facebook has committed to entering into good faith negotiations with Australian news media businesses in seeking to reach agreements to pay for content.
Australia has granted minor concessions to Facebook. This includes more time to cut deals with publishers and a way to avoid the new code. If Facebook makes significant contributions to the Australian news industry, in the coming days, users will be able to share news again on Facebook and Instagram. But Facebook is walking away from the negotiating table with a bloody nose.
And I think some of this is a compromise that Facebook had to make. As soon as you start to see ministers saying, well, our departments will no longer advertise, and large corporates being asked the question, well, can you ethically advertise on Facebook anymore? The major driver of Facebook, which isn't users, it's advertising, suddenly becomes critical.
This is just the beginning. Australia's win against big tech has emboldened countries around the world and even triggered a battle between tech giants. The next battleground could be Europe. Some European lawmakers want big tech to pay. Microsoft has jumped into the debate. It is now teaming up with European publishers and pushing for a system to make big tech pay for news. Microsoft is joining hands with two lobbying groups, the European Publishers Council and News Media Europe. Two groups representing European newspapers and magazine publishers will also participate. Google, too, has realized it can no longer avoid the debate. After striking deals in Australia, it has returned to the negotiating table in Spain. In 2014, Spain introduced what was called a Google tax, a law that made it mandatory for the tech giant to pay a licensing fee for carrying news. This led to the shutdown on Google News in Spain in 2014. Now Google is pushing for a different model, a model that allows publishers to choose their own business model instead of a compulsory paid license. In recent weeks, as Australia debated its media bill, lawmakers and stakeholders in the United States, Canada and the United Kingdom expressed their support for the new law. They have signalled their intent to replicate Australian laws. Tech giants paying for news globally now looks inevitable. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.